best day for a president. Where else do you hear, "We love you" from the audience? We are pleased to have a distinguished business leader with us today. Ms. Donna Inch is an automotive industry leader with more than 35 years of service with Ford Motor Company. As the chairman and CEO of Ford Land Development Corporation, Ms. Inch led Ford's global real estate and facilities management with a portfolio of over 275 million square feet. At Ford Land, she created a culture focused on value, long-term planning, talent acquisition, and corporate stability. Ms. Inch partnered with Ford leadership to create a 10-year, multi-billion-dollar master plan to transform the corporate headquarters in Dearborn and the research and engineering campuses around the world, to make them high-tech, to make them sustainable, to make them operate as facilities for the evolution of the automotive industry. Throughout her career, Donna has led by being a leader, by being a manager, and by understanding people. She is a champion of women. She's a champion of diversity. She's a champion of inclusion. Crain's Detroit Business has listed her as one of the 100 most influential women in business. And in 2016, she was listed as a woman of courage and achievement by the Michigan Women's Foundation. We are proud of her great journey, and we're exceptionally proud that that great journey began right here at Eastern Michigan University. Donna is the recipient of 2 degrees from EMU, a Bachelor of Business Administration, and an MBA, both in finance. I am honored to present to you today's commencement speaker, a distinguished business leader, a proud alum, and a friend of our university, Ms. Donna Inch.
Okay, vertically challenged people have to stand up here. Good morning. Isn't this fantastic? It's great to see all of you. I am so honored and humbled to be with you this morning. First, I want to say thank you to President Smith and the Eastern Michigan Board of Regents for the invitation to speak today. This is very special for me and for my family, and I truly want to thank you. Speaking of my family, I want to quickly acknowledge them here today. My husband, Howard, is here along with our son, Jeffrey, his wife, Samantha, our daughter, Laura, and her husband, Mike Donaldson. Thanks to them for all their support over the years. Love you guys. See you up there. So I'd like to welcome all of you to today's milestone event, especially the graduates. Graduates, this day is all about you and how proud we are of your accomplishment. This is a big deal in your life, and I want to offer my congratulations and say, well done. We all know that you would not have been as successful getting in that seat today without your family and friends. And I'd like to say congratulations to all of them here today as well. This is a wonderful day for everybody. I am beyond thrilled to be speaking with you today. While I've given my fair share of speeches and presentations over the years, this event is certainly very special. For me, this is full circle, given I was in your seat here at EMU all those years ago. But I remember it well, and I remember the excitement and the pride in achieving something that nobody can ever take away from you. When I was sitting where you are so long ago, I would have never thought I'd be on this stage today. So it's just an example of how life can be rewarding and absolutely surprise you. So just think, one of you graduates out there today could easily be in my shoes in the future, so start getting ready. As I thought about today and what message I wanted to share with you, I considered that the role of a commencement speaker is to provide some inspiration and maybe some sage words of wisdom. Well, I know I have the sage part covered. Really sage. I didn't know if I really, had the words of wisdom, but I first considered sharing some more idealistic thoughts about your future, which ultimately boiled down to this. Each of you can and will make a difference in this world. And this message is very important for you to believe. And I know that I believe it with all my heart. So my focus today, however, is to share some practical advice I've been providing for many years to colleagues and those that I mentor. I'm going to touch on 4 areas really quickly that I believe are important and helpful for success regardless of what you pursue, no matter what career. And these areas are learning, working hard, leadership, and focusing on people. And while they may not be anything new, I hope it'll confirm that these attributes can make a difference in your life and your career journey. So before I share those thoughts, I'd like to spend just a quick few minutes on my journey. No 2 journeys are the same, but I believe it's important to learn from the stories of others, and I'd like to share a little bit of my story with you today. So just as you heard, my education here at Eastern was focused on business and specifically finance for both undergrad and grad school. I worked at a bank through college, and then I joined Ford Motor Company right out of undergraduate. I joined Ford because I loved the auto industry, and I loved the company, actually, but not because I had any grand plan for my career. I mean, this is one of the things I've learned, is that you can start anywhere and find a way to progress towards a successful path. So don't worry too much if you're sitting there today and you don't know exactly what you want to do. It's going to come. And as I said, everyone has a unique path ahead of them. Many of you are going to work for many employers and do many different things. For me, although with one company for almost 39 years, I had a very exciting and diverse set of challenges over my career, but they were all related to the core automotive business. Then, in late 2009, with over 30 years working in this core automotive business, I was asked to take the leadership role as chairman and CEO of Ford Land Development Corporation, which you heard about, a subsidiary that controls all the global real estate, energy, and anything to do with facilities and workplace design for Ford Motor Company. So I asked myself at the time, why would the company ask me to be a leader in an area where I had very little experience? And I quickly realized that the reasons centered around leadership, a focus on long-term strategy, and team building. And they also valued my knowledge of the automotive side of the business and liked the idea that I could see how the dots connected. We needed to better connect the real estate part of the business with the core business. So I entered this new part of the company with the desire to learn fast and make a difference, and I'm happy to say I believe we accomplished a great deal at Ford Land together. I mention this because I want to demonstrate the diversity possible within each person's career and to emphasize the importance of taking on any new opportunity, even when it seems like a stretch. Don't shy away from it. Also, every individual can make a big difference by bringing their own uniqueness to any challenge. And one last reflection on my career. I think about how things were very different in 1978. You guys don't have any clue what 1978 was. 1978, when I joined a large corporation as a young professional woman. It was at times difficult to acquire some of the best positions for advancement, and it felt like you had to work twice as hard versus your male colleagues to be considered for more responsibility. I had a couple of those experiences I think you've heard about where I was sitting in a room with my male colleagues and I brought forward an idea. It was ignored. However, a few minutes later, my colleague suggests the same thing and it's accepted and supported. That really happened. And it was back in that environment that I had to figure out how to learn faster, work harder, to be able to influence people. Experiencing how to deal with this early in my career actually proved to be very helpful throughout the years because my goal was always focused on how do you get things done. So thank goodness, we've made some great strides and seen major changes since that time in our workplaces in terms of women and minorities achieving significant leadership roles. We all know more progress is needed, and I believe it's going to take place with your generation. So that's great. Something that has not changed, however, is the value of always learning, working hard, exhibiting true leadership, and focusing on people. And I'd like to share some of my quick thoughts about those areas, and these are things that helped me over the years. Okay, first, learning. I mean, you've all been in learning mode your whole life. and especially over the last few years as you've completed your college degree. However, I want to tell you, never stop learning. Always find ways to learn more about the organization or the industry that you're working in, or for that matter, the one you want to be working in. Fully study the success factors and what creates value for customers and stakeholders. Become an expert in your area. You want to be the person others come to for knowledge. It puts you in the best position to make positive changes and improvements, and to be considered for broader responsibilities if that's your goal. And once you've mastered your own area, expand your learning outside your direct responsibility, and learn how all the dots connect. If you understand the complexity and how the various activities impact each other, you'll be a very valuable member of the team, and you can help drive innovation. There's a quote I really like about learning. It actually comes from Henry Ford, and it goes like this: anyone who stops learning is old, whether 20 or 80. Anyone who keeps learning is young. So truly, learning is the fountain of youth, and it'll be even more necessary in this fast-paced world we're living in today. Okay, second, working hard, or put another way, be prepared. Of course, you all work hard. You wouldn't be here today if you didn't work hard. But I'd like you to think about it a bit more specifically as you engage in your careers. In any job, look around and find out what's not being done that could add value. Then work to find a way to make others care about it as well. Be an influencer. Whatever the challenge, always put in the work to be prepared. When you think you've adequately reviewed and prepared, I recommend you do it again. And you make sure that you've thought through all the questions that could derail all your efforts. Lastly, working hard is not always about working more hours, but working smart. We've always heard that, but it's very difficult to do. One of the ways that I think you can try to find that balance is to stay laser focused on priorities, both in your work and your home life. And if you're really clear about your priorities, I think you can find that balance. There's another quote I like related to doing the work, and it's been said by many, including Oprah Winfrey, I found. And the quote goes, luck, or substitute success, is when preparation meets opportunity. So do the work to be prepared. Okay, leadership. I believe the element that distinguishes most people in life and in our workplaces is leadership. Make sure you understand how important it is to lead by example. Think of yourself as a leader in everything you're doing, and you're going to be surprised how successful you can be. As an example of that, I remember the valuable lessons I learned when I was a resident advisor here on campus. I don't even know how many people here have been resident advisors. Okay. Well, I felt responsible for the students on my floor, and I was constantly fielding calls from parents, which at the time I thought was very strange. But organizing events, trying to enforce dorm rules, pretty much unsuccessfully. But more importantly, handling things like medical crises and other issues. And these experiences required leadership behaviors that I didn't fully understand until later in life. What a valuable lesson. So now, looking back, what do those leadership behaviors look like? Integrity. Always do the right thing. Set and maintain high standards for yourself and be ethical in everything you do. You are never going to regret it. Accountability. Be transparent. Accept responsibility. Confidence. Be confident and inspire confidence and respect in others. Drive positive change. Have a can-do attitude and be the person who can always find a way. And remember, anyone can be a leader. There's a quote, I like quotes, there's a quote that is short and sweet by John Quincy Adams, and it goes like this: if your actions inspire others to dream more, learn more, do more, and become more, you're a leader. Last but not least is focusing on people and helping others. It's not just about what you get done, but how you get it done as well that matters. Celebrate and embrace everyone with respect for what they are and what they uniquely bring to the table. Drive a true culture of inclusiveness, teamwork, collaboration, because there's no doubt that the results are going to be better and you're going to enjoy the journey much more as you accomplish it together. Listen to others. Be humble, as you can always learn from others. And always be tough on issues, but not on people. Hold people accountable, but always treat them with respect. In return, you will be respected. And use your talents to mentor and help others. You'll receive just as much out of that as those that you mentor. And I also recommend you use your talents and your leadership skills to help people in your community and organizations that you have a passion for. There's a tremendous satisfaction in this, as well as it's a great opportunity to learn and make a difference for many people. Okay, so let me wrap up and allow you guys to get to the fun part of this day. I hope a few of these thoughts will be helpful to you as you go forward from today. One thing I want to mention, though, as much as these ideas can apply to your career, I also encourage you to apply these concepts of learning, working hard, leadership, and focusing on people to the relationships you have with your family and friends. Ultimately, to be successful in those relationships is more important than the job or career you choose. Okay, one last quote, I promise. And it's from a motivational speaker and author, Zig Ziglar, and he writes, "You are designed for accomplishment, engineered for success, and endowed with the seeds of greatness." I believe this is true, and so should you. Your future's in your hands. I hope you enjoy the journey. Thanks for having me, and the world is truly open for you. Go forward and do great things. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Inch, for your advice and encouragement. It is the right of the Board of Regents to grant an honorary degree to individuals who have distinguished themselves and whose contributions are meritorious for public service, for business, for commerce, for industry development, and other achievements, who have brought the greatest of esteem to their colleagues and to their communities. I now call on Regent Jim Webb to confer this honorary degree, and Dr. Rhonda Longworth, our Provost and Executive Vice President for Academic Affairs, will assist, along with Dr. Ann Ballas, our Interim Dean for the College of Business.
Donna Inch, distinguished business leader, with a commitment to excellence and innovation, you have shown extraordinary leadership in the automotive industry, a vital institution, our community and country. Your focus on corporate transformation and sustainability will foster growth and opportunity for future generations. Upon the recommendation and authority of the Board of Regents of Eastern Michigan University, we are proud to confer upon you, Donna Inch, the honorary degree of Doctor of Commerce. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
She's down there to your left. She's right down there.
I'm Dr. Rhonda Longworth, Provost and Executive